What up? How's it going? Hey, so we got a soprano at the head of New Jersey. And what a dope play by Tony. But also, it's interesting to see that it made his uncle cool, but I feel like at some point it's going to become too much, right? Because the uncle, he already thought Tony was beneath him. Now he knows Tony is beneath him. And for the time being, he was able to like quiet him down, like settle things down. I feel like in the future though, he gonna have to deal. He gonna have to deal with his uncle. I can just feel it. It seems like that's where it's going. What I also do like is the sister and the brother dealing with the fact that they're family of mobsters, because like they're so removed from it, even though they're not. Right? Boy was about to fight a bully, and then he saw a big man over there. He's like, oh. Nah, here go the money. Here go the money for the shirt, right? I said he's about to fight a bully. It wasn't even a bully. It was his friend, right? So you figured they shouldn't even be scared to fight each other, right? Like it's just some friendship shit. He's like, nah, here goes some money, right? Hey, let's go ahead and get this one started. Sopranos.
Which is great. Strong liberal arts program in this cool and art center for music.
So I'm going to tell y'all this right now.
China, India.
You're just applying here. Ready to leave?
Watched about half of this, and
junior year.
It wasn't recorded.
What do you study in India?
Started over.
Not to get diarrhea?
How come your parents were anti-education?
They weren't anti. Can't lay it all off on them.
Yeah, you can.
I got into a little trouble when I was a kid.
She asked him, was he in the mafia? And the look on his face, I made a quip about how...
Are you in the mafia?
Look at his face right there. See that look? It's hilarious because whenever a parent is caught off guard and they ask something about a kid, they always make that look. It was really funny the first time I recorded.
Am I in the what?
Hey!
Whatever you want to call it. Organized crime.
It's a stereotype, and it's offensive. And you're the last person I would want to perpetuate
Man,
it.
stop
Fine.
treating her like a chump. Keep it real with her.
There's no mafia.
Or not.
Some of my money comes from illegal gambling and whatnot.
Just a little bit, huh?
Her prosthetic leg fell off in a gap store, and he carries her out like a knight in a white satin armor.
I gotta go. My daughter's covered.
Oh, yeah, did she like Bates? Because anything to get her off of this Berkeley kick.
What the fuck?
Tony.
My man is just out here living like he normal.
What's going on?
Just fooling around.
Colby, turn! Colby, turn left! It's to the left! Left! Dad, that's our motel.
I'm not sure, but I think I just saw Fabian Petrullio. He went into the witness protection program, then they kicked him out. Now he goes to colleges and gets paid all kinds of money to talk about what a big bad mafioso.
That's hilarious.
Piece of shit. Jackie Aprile knew him real good. As a matter of fact, you know that bus that was in his rec room with Sinatra? Febby made it for him in a prison workshop.
That was Frank, that bus? I always thought it was Shaquille. Fucking need to practice a little on lips.
Do you know how bad you gotta be for Frank Sinatra bust to look like Shaq?
I have a Jones for your baked ziti.
Oh, I was having a little Fernet. Settles the system. Would you like something?
Some wine, if it's open.
I can't tell you how proud I am of you. Real student at Casa Soprano. And she looks like one of the models right out of Italian Vogue.
Italian. Thank you.
That stuff we talked about before. How's that sitting with you?
Not like I wasn't 90% sure already.
You know, there was a time, Ed, when the Italian people didn't have a lot of options.
I mean, like Mario Cuomo?
I put food on the table. My father was in it. My uncle was in it.
The longer immigrants stay in the U.S., the less of the original country they have in them. And, you know, there was this whole thing of trying to hold on to that in the Italian community. And even if they weren't the same as Italians in Italy, it was important for them to hold on to that. But she represents this sort of generation they're ready to leave that alone. Her and her brother, when you see them in their rooms, you just think, oh, they're just some normal white kids, you know, middle America almost like.
A couple of weeks ago,
Chopsticks.
me and some friends, we were doing speed, general pressure of life. We needed something to keep going.
That crap will kill you.
I know.
It'll slap the shit out of you. Where did you get it?
If I thought this was gonna be a lecture,
What?
I never
How'd you
would've
think it was
told
gonna
you.
be?
Take a reality check. What do you think I'm gonna say?
Exactly.
Where did you get it?
The hell she talking?
Jesus, right under my nose. I'm glad you told me.
Glad I did too. I'm glad we have that kind of relationship. They go to Colby.
Yeah? Why don't you hang out with him? What better way to learn about the college?
Get her away so you go handle some business.
Yo,
What do you got?
wet shoes.
Hey, you chose this life. You don't want to work in the rain, try for the fucking Yankees.
The car is registered to Frederick Peters. P, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Got Meadow here. You stay put. Maybe call Pussy or Paulie.
What, they can do it, but I can't?
Don't be so sensitive. They had a friend, Jimmy, die in prison on account of this scumbag.
Hello?
Hello, I'm calling for Tony Soprano.
Cajun stuffed olives?
Who can I say is calling?
This is Dr. Melfi?
His nurse?
No, is this Mrs. Soprano?
Jennifer Melfi, Dr. Melfi?
Jennifer. Could I impose on you to tell him that I need to reschedule Monday's appointment? I'm down with the flu.
Does he have your number, Jennifer?
Let me give it to you just in case.
I lost my pencil. Up his ass. I'll tell him you called.
Yo, the way she looked at the phone is hilarious. Like, no, this bitch didn't. Like,
Why couldn't he tell me his therapist is a woman? What is he hiding?
Therapy is a start. It's a good start, but yes, it doesn't fix the soul.
Well, then you talk to him. You help him.
I mean, will he listen? I mean, he must be a very unhappy man.
He's unhappy. Sleep is my number one. Ah, shit.
Mommy! Yes, Bear? Would you put me to bed? I'm scared.
oh.
Sure, honey. Hold on.
Oh shit! Giant Italian motherfucker. Like, oh shit! Let me bounce. The funniest thing, he got the biggest, slowest, just luxury sedan imaginable. Motherfucker just lumbering around.
You know, originally Bobby D was supposed to have that role.
Really?
You talking to me, pilot? Well, you must be talking to me, because I don't see nobody else here. Except Barabbas here. You know what's remarkable?
A dope sign of approval is when a woman does that little pat, like, you stop it. You be like, I said something funny. Like, that's some man shit right there. Like, when a woman be like, you cut that out, boy. You be like,
I understand what he did, but a lot of what he said, I don't get. Like the sun rises on the just and the unjust alike. Why?
Because Christ was saying that we're all...
Or that whores will go to heaven before a lot of the righteous?
Uh-huh.
that is hilarious because she puts herself right there in the middle of what they're talking about. Like, these hoes get to go to heaven before me. I'm out here making this house. I got everything held down, but these hoes get to go to heaven. Answer, Father, answer. He's like, yeah, no, it's true. That's how this shit works.
Hopefully someday we will learn to tolerate, accept, and forgive those that are different. Change through love.
It's so weird for an organization that spent mad years trying to change people through other means to now be like, hey, not through love. Now they want to do it through love.
Anything with Emma Thompson, I'm there.
Father Phil, I didn't know you looked.
And to take in through the eyes a beautiful woman, that's so different than a sunset, a Douglas fir, or any of God's handiwork.
Oh, he hitting her with that righteous G right there. Any of God's handiwork. Speaking of handy.
Listen, Tank, anybody been looking for me or asking any questions about me? Big guy. New York sounding?
Is there a problem?
Nah.
As for Fred.
No one was asking for you, Fred.
They were right about the lips. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Those people have no lips at all. Meadow and Anthony Soprano.
There's so much in me. I want to.
Carmela, if I can help.
How?
How, Father?
I haven't truly confessed in 20 years. I have forsaken what is right for what is easy. Allowing what I know is evil in my house. I wanted a better life, good schools. I wanted this house. I'm so ashamed. My husband, I think he has committed horrible acts. It's just a matter of time before God compensates me with outrage for my sins.
You're not mad, are you, Daddy?
Little bit.
I gave them to you.
Supposed to be.
I
I love you, Dad.
I know.
Dang, my man had to drop on you too. Like,
Lord, I am not worthy to receive thee, but just say the word.
I had one of them wafers one time. I don't even remember why. Like, why I had that wafer? I think I was at church and they was trying something different. Usually they just had the broken up saltine crackers.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Man, drunk off his ass doing communion.
Don't come.
Ugats don't come. I'll make sure you and Meadow clear the state before anything happens. We don't ever meet face to face.
This is my thing.
I am your soldier, Antonio. This is my duty, like we're always talking about. Clipping a famous rat would put me a cunt hair away from being made.
He might have recognized me at the gas station. He could lamb any time.
You want to sleep over there? Okay. Love you. That was AJ.
Oh, he heard.
He's sleeping over.
Oh.
Are you all right?
So close.
Hello. Hello. All right, I'll pick you up in a little while. You knock him dead.
Aren't you coming in?
No, I left my watch at the motel. I'll catch up to you later.
We didn't do anything out of line.
There's nothing to apologize about.
My car's been out there all night in plain sight.
If we didn't do anything wrong, we didn't do anything wrong. Is there a commandment against eating ziti? It's okay. Take a shower, get dressed. Don't forget your sacrament kit, whatever.
It's not that I don't have desire for you in my heart.
My own father, please.
Last night was one of the most difficult tests from God ever for me.
What are you talking about? We're friends. You know when Bogey says, of all the lousy gin joints in the world, why'd you have to pick mine? Of all the Fanuc priests in the world, why did I have to get the one who's straight?
You follow him. An hour out of town, you pull up alongside, boom, 12 gauge.
Fuck that.
Lon, you do what I ask, so you'll never get another bag off me.
I was just about to say, he got fiends doing his work for him.
Fuck that. I want the cops to find out who burnt down the historical house.
Fuck you,
Huh?
fuckwad!
Yeah, is Dougie in?
I mean, the nerve of this motherfucker. He doing trips to Italy.
Good morning, Rat.
Who are you? What is this?
You took an oath, and you broke it.
I could have killed you last night outside the motel. Your daughter was drunk, remember? I was there in
He
the
thought that
parking
would
lot.
make him
I had a
not
gun,
want to
but
kill
I
him.
didn't do it.
You know, one thing about us wise guys, the hustle never ends. Jimmy says hello from hell, you fuck.
Ducks. I mean,
Your hand is
can't
bleeding.
tell her, you know.
Dad, where did you go? You saw that man, didn't you?
I cut it on the screen door.
You were on the payphone again last night at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was in the payphone at 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me, Miss Cuervo and A-hole. You can't be trusted to remember what happened last night because you were seeing pink elephants.
There you go. Turn it on her. Turn it on her. There
I
we go.
warned you not to drink.
You're being honest with me, right?
Pretty soon here, you're gonna start hurting my feelings.
Dad,
What?
I love you.
I love you too.
And another to the multitude without finally getting bewildered as to which may be true. Yeah, makes sense, yeah. That's basically what this episode's about.
Monsignor Jughead was here.
If you are referring to Father in Tintola, yes, he was. He spent the night here.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The priest spent the night here. Nothing happened. And you're telling me this because...
You might hear something.
This is too fucked up for me even to think about.
He gave me communion.
Oh, I'll bet he gave you communion.
Excuse me?
Well, Carmela, the guy spends the night here with you. And all he does is slip you a wafer? The whole thing sounds...
Would I have told you about it voluntarily if there'd been anything to be ashamed of? Do I look like the friggin' Thornbird over here? Oh, by the way, your therapist called. Jennifer?
I like that dynamic. I love it. It's pretty cool.
I just thought you'd think it was weird if I saw a woman psychiatrist, that's all.
That's all.
Come on! It's just therapy, that's all. We just talk.
First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I got a Patreon, full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. Hey, so as I'm watching this, there were a few things that were coming into my mind, right? So there's a parental aspect where all parents sort of go through this because there's certain things you don't want to tell, but you want to be truthful. But then as they come of age, there's a question of, am I going to lay everything out there or still hold some back? And you saw him, she straight up, because the thing is, when they add, she would approach you. Now you got to treat her as an adult. It's not just, oh, she's your child. She's an adult. Are you in the mafia? And you see the look on his face. It was hilarious because you get caught off guard like that. It's like, what? And he tried to fight it, but she's like, yo, right? Now today, it wouldn't even be a question because, you know, she saw my shit online, right? Back then, the thinking was more than likely, you know, in his mind, I did a good job hiding it. Now, this is why it's funny. She goes, the cops come with warrants. I found Cougar Ranch and a gun during the Easter egg hunt. Like, he did a terrible job at hiding it, and he still couldn't bring himself to tell her. And so finally he goes, yeah, some gambling here and there, but she's like, oh, okay, right? But then they go and they're having dinner. And so she takes that as a time to like, okay, was open a little bit. Let me be open. Meadow straight up tells Tony, she goes, yeah, we did speed a while back and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm glad she didn't keep going. It's a good thing he straight up overreacted because had who provided it, she brought that up, you know what I mean? It would have gone someplace else based off just how he was right there. And the thing is, she's just like, yo, look how you acting. I'm trying to be open with you. And it's like, he's like, what do you want me to say? Right? You want me to, it's dangerous. It's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, oh, it's fine. Right? And it's this sort of thing where, yes, she's his daughter, but she's a grown woman. And not only is he trying to figure their relationship out, she was trying to figure it out. And she was testing the waters, for one, by asking, are you the mafia? And then by telling what she told. Because they're on the trip. It's just them two. And it's her father, but, you know, she's approaching him as a man. Because there's a part where you'll never be full-on peers. Because that's your parent. But now y'all both are in the world as adults. You feel me? So there's this unease in the relationship dynamics. Okay. Let's go to Carmela and the priest. I remember, as I said, I remember this episode and I remember how that went down. And I have no idea. I don't remember any other episode. I remember that one. And so when she fucked with him and she wanted to smash that night. Okay. My man went and vomited. It was a little bit of, yeah, he was drunk, but it was also, as he was like, yo, God is testing me, right? So it's interesting that she wanted to get back at Tony. She did. And the thing that, like, she already was feeling a certain way, and she already liked the priest. You saw how when she realized who it was at the door, she sprayed, fixed hair and all that. The woman was sick and laid up, and she all of a sudden is dolling herself up, and she had on the good nighttime gear, right? So the thing that really pushed over the edge was when the doc called, and she's like, what? She said, well, could you take the number down? She said something about she got a pencil up his ass or something like that. You see a look like But that was sort of the thing. And the thing about it was the priest was still trying to hold Tony down. He was like, nah, he ain't, blah, blah, blah. You know, it could be some more to that, but I saw this him really dead ass try to hold him down. Now, the thing is that, you know, they've been flirting this whole time. And it's under the guise of, like, the religion and all that. Like, even the communion, it was something, like, some sexual tension behind that, which is hilarious, right? Right? She's on her... Let's not go too deep into it. Let's not go too deep into it, but y'all get what I'm getting at. And so when it ends up at the place where she's on the phone with her son and he's like, hey, I'm not coming. And she goes and tells him, and I'm like, oh, he knows. And y'all both know what's up. Now, that next morning, you know, it's this thing of how's she going to react? And there was some resentment there, right? But when he came and talked, like, she couldn't even be mad at him. Like, she made that joke about, like, that Humphrey Bogart said, but she put it in, like, a funny way. And he's like, oh, Carmela. She's like, nah, it's a joke. But it's a fact. It's that whole, like, see you next lifetime thing. Like, y'all, yeah, she fucked with the dude that, you know, he's married to the church. You feel me? I guess you would say it that way. And but the thing is, it'd be easier if he wasn't attracted to her at all. But this motherfucker, he want to smash, right? But yeah, and then the thing with Tony was, she straight up tells him, right? It's one of those things, okay. He's like, why? I can't even think about this. Why are you telling me this? And she's like, because the car was out front and blah, blah, blah. And the thing about that was funny was Tony kind of accepted it. Did y'all see that? He was like, oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, communion, that's it, right? Oh, that's all y'all did. He seemed to be like, I won't say fine with it, but it just didn't bother him the way you would think it was. He was alluding to, nah, I know y'all did more than that. And she was like, why would I tell you if we did? And then she flips it back on him. Yeah, your doctor called. She bounces. He already knew what was up. He was like, hey, I just didn't want to tell you. I thought you'd feel uneasy if it was a woman. I'm like, hey, that's funny. I like that dynamic. I want to see more of that. Tony and Carmela, okay? Then we got Tony out in the boonies and he sees a rat. That's such an interesting concept. And it made for a good episode that there was only violence in the very last part of it, right? But you were expecting this violence this whole time. There's a moment where the guy has his gun pointed at Tony and his daughter, right? And he tried to make it sound like he wasn't going to shoot him because the daughter was there. Like when Tony's choking him up, he's trying to make it seem like, oh, your daughter was there. No, you didn't do it because people were around, right? Like, don't. But he was trying to not get murdered, you feel me? So believe me, I'll just say him saying anything, grasping at straws. Then you have the way that Tony went about the business, right? Like his whole thing is, this is what it is, and you turned on it, and he had to take care of this, even at the risk of, you know, his daughter finding out how deep it goes. I mean, he shows up with bloody hands and dirt on his shoes, and she pieced it together. She's like, did you hurt that guy that you said you didn't know? Like, right? So it's this thing of the family and the family, and he handled family business while on the trip, trying to handle family business, and he's attempting to keep them separate. He's attempting to make sure that one doesn't affect the other. But as he read up there, it's like the face that you're showing, if you show a face to like the multitude or whatever, eventually who you truly are and the face that you show to everybody, you gonna forget. And that was one of those things. It's like you are a father on a fatherly trip and you just had to handle that business. Right? It's not whether me to say whether it's right or wrong, but it's going to be interesting to see how going forward, how that same thing keeps going. Hey, another good episode. Next episode.